Yo, 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 what up, everybody? It's your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Ting, speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And how are y'all doing today on this Monday evening? It is 8:02. It is 8:02 p.m. Central Time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. You dig what I'm saying? On the West Coast, it's probably like 6 o'clock, something like that. So hello to everybody watching. I'm glad you guys are tuning in a little early today. I would like you guys to share. I don't want. Let me explain to you how important sharing is when it comes to the Royces Rant Network, because it's not just me that wants to hear myself talk. We don't want to hear ourselves talk. We want to talk to you. We want you to talk to other people about what we're talking about. So the best way to do that is to share. And as I see them numbers going up, that's what I like to see. Thank you guys for sharing, because y'all, we going to be talking about money. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about money, and ways to make it and ways to move it. You dig what I'm saying? Because the topic of the day, you know what I'm saying? The topic of today, which also comes attached with the guest, which I'll be bringing him in soon. But the topic of the day is make your money move. Make your money move. Now, y'all ask me, why do you say make your money move? Because, well, you know what I'm saying? It can't really do too much standing still. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be able to, to maneuver in different pockets and different areas, so it can expand and grow branches and then make more money for you. We're talking about generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? Something that our community needs, that our Black community needs out of everything. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to be talking about. This is going to be fun. This is going to be very, very informative. But before I bring in our guest, before I bring in our guest, y'all know how I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? I got to break the ice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you the reason why, you know what I'm saying? I titled this Make Your Money Move. All right. So everybody knows that I'm very, very transparent. I'm very, 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 very transparent. You feel what I'm saying? And also, for those, another thing too, we will be, or not us, but our guests will be given a free giveaway toward the end of the show. So we want to make sure we get the comments up. We want to make sure that we get at least 50 shares. We're going to be checking toward the end of the show. And if we get at least 50 shares or more, we're going to have our guests randomly pick someone to give a live gift, a live prize. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, this is going to be a good show. It's going to be fun. So let me tell you a quick little story on why I named this Make Your Money Move. Well, the reason why I said Make Your Money Move, honestly, I was being a little selfish. I was talking about myself too, because I have a hard time with making my money move. You feel me? My money been sitting still for a long time. As a matter of fact, no, my money does move. It moves into other people's pockets. You know what I'm saying? Paying these bills, paying these court fees. I ain't ashamed of my game. We all got them problems. You know what I'm saying? College debt, all that stuff that I got myself into, you know what I'm saying, when I was in school, and just as a young to older adult, making very, very bad decisions with my finances. And yes, they have come around to bite me in my ass. And that is okay. I'm willing to accept that, you know, and I know there's some people out there that probably don't want to talk about that stuff. Like, oh, but you know what? You don't have to say nothing. You can just listen. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamie Moorhead. You already know what's good. She already know what's good. You feel me? One of our sponsors out here. Thank you. All right, so here's a quick story about it. Here's a quick story why I called it this. Because, y'all, I used to make so many bad mistakes. So many bad mistakes with my money. So many bad mistakes with my money. You hear what I'm saying? And it all started really post-college. You know what I mean? You know, when you get out of college, you thinking you about to make all this money and stuff like that. So you start getting these credit cards and, you know, you start spending all this money because the job that you're going to get is going to pay all these bills, right? Well, you know, I'm going to keep it real. My first job when I got out of college, I got bamboozled. I thought it was this. I did. It was this marketing thing that I was going to get into. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Johnny here, remember? But marketing thing I was getting into, come to find out, when I thought I was going to make 40,000 out the gate, no, I wasn't going to be making $40,000. I was going to be knocking on 40,000 doors to make that money. So the money wasn't moving. My legs was moving off 100% commission. And I didn't like that ish. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't like that. You feel me? So I'm one of those guys that got a college degree, but I utilized it really to be more of an independent worker. And that's kind of a hard thing to do when you're being independent. You got to make your own money. So it was only right that we talk about how to make your money move. What a great way to do that as an entrepreneur. What a great way to do that if you are working that 9 to 5, that 10 to 6, or that 11 to 7. You feel what I'm saying? This is something that everybody can do. And I'm going to be speaking to our guest here as a dummy, because I'm a dummy when it comes to this money. I just know how to make it. Now I need to know how to make it move. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So let me formally introduce the guest before he pops up in here. And I'm not even going to say his name yet, because I'm going to wait till he gets up in here. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, man, he is a leading entrepreneur and business pioneer who has worked for where he is today for nearly 15 years now. He has owned and operated a private financial advisory and wealth planning firm. It was called McCray Wealth Management. He and the team have managed over $450 million in assets for several collective groups, including families, sports figures, small businesses, owners, artists, and top executives of Fortune 500 companies. And you know what? I'm going to cut it off right there, because I want him to explain who he is. And I am talking none other than Dr. King McCray, PhD. Come on up in here, my brother.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. How you doing, brother?
Man, we doing good. We doing good today, man. It is so good to have you in here this afternoon, this evening. Now you know you've been on our show before. I think
Right.
you were on Black Thoughts or whatever, and you were speaking on some of the stresses and stuff like that you deal with when you're trying to spend that Christmas money and stuff, how you can be overwhelmed and all that, and so now my brother, you've come out with a very easy to read book. And it's doing well. As a matter of fact, I told people I got the copy right here. You know what I'm saying? We got the
Right,
copy.
right.
Me and Jamie Moorhead copped that thing, man. And I'm definitely gonna dive into it. All I could do was read some of the prefaces and introductions on the Kindle, so I'm really ready to dive into this. But let me stop talking, and why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd? Like, who is Dr. McCray?
Oh man, so Dr. King McCray, financial advisor and wealth manager. I've been in this industry, as I stated, for actually, as you stated, for nearly 15 years now. So for me, I'm an educator at heart. I love to give out information, give out a wealth of knowledge because all of us can be wealthy, but it really starts with how we want to make our money move, right? How we want those dollars to kind of continue to flourish for ourselves. And, one of the main things that I hear people say is, oh, I can't be wealthy. I can't make it happen. But there is a keen difference between being rich and being wealthy. It's all in how you make your money work for you.
Okay, so pause that right there. You know what I'm saying? I said I was going to be listening to the words you saying. I am tuned
Yeah.
in. You said there is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Explain that.
Yes. All right. So as far as being rich, right? Anybody can be rich. Being rich is just having a bunch of pool of money. Being rich is just basically you've accumulated, a lot of dollars, right? But the key thing about what I've learned about being rich, right? And it's a story is in the book. I
Okay.
met an individual who was very, very rich. This man had a lot of money, right? But the issue for him is he wasn't wealthy because he wasn't sustaining the money that he had coming in, right? He had a lot of money coming in, but a lot of money going out. So it's
Right.
the sustainability of your money, right? How to
Right.
keep your money growing, how to keep your money for you. So anybody can be rich, but not everybody can be wealthy because everybody doesn't have the assets needed in order to be wealthy. And a lot of people really don't even know what an asset is.
Hmm. So okay, see, you're giving me these words to ask questions for. So a lot of people don't know what assets are. Can you give
Right.
us an example of what assets are?
Absolutely. So an asset could be, honestly, when we're talking about, monetizing some of your possessions, right? So an asset could be this house that I'm living in right now, right?
Okay.
This is my home, right? It's something that I own. My vehicle is an asset. Some people look at it as a liability, but I turn my liability of my vehicle into an asset. Okay.
Mm.
So my cell phone is an asset, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
all in how you use it. Everything that you touch can be monetized if you use it properly. And that's a big
Mm.
piece of what's in this book is how do you monetize your possessions? How do you take everyday ordinary things and make it into something else, right? So how
Mm.
you're using your podcast as a platform, right? For you,
Okay.
that's an
Okay.
asset. Okay.
Ah,
You can turn it's not a liability, it's an asset because you're
gotcha.
gaining not only awareness and obviously monetary gain from it, but you're
Mm-hmm.
using it as a platform to continue to push out and help others. So for you, that is an asset, my brother.
So you said pretty much, man. If I bake like 12 cookies or whatever, those are assets. I could
That's an
turn that into
asset.
money. You know what
You
I'm
can turn
saying?
them 12 cookies into money. They do it every day.
See what I'm
Mrs.
saying?
Look at
Y'all,
Mrs. Fields.
that's all you got to say. You know what I'm saying? And aimless cookies, like for real. I mean, it's really is simple as that, though. It really is. So,
Hmm.
speaking more on this book right here. We got a little thing about who you are, and but okay, we there are a lot of financial books and money making books just all over the world that's come out and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you what I do like about yours is that it's 61 pages, right? Now,
Got to keep it concise.
got to keep it concise because when I saw that it was 61 pages, I was like, okay, he's getting straight to the point here. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the words, people, so don't be acting like you can't see or anything like that.
Right.
It's well written. It's written. I told him it's written for people that what we were speaking last week. It's written for people who really don't have time to swallow all those big financial words that they put out there.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because sometimes those
Yeah.
can make people be like, "Huh? What? Do what to what?" Like, oh no, I just
Right.
make it easy, make it simple for me because,
Right.
there are people who speak different languages. You dig what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
what inspired you to write this book altogether?
Honestly, it was just the forethought of we all have things that can make us wealthy, right?
Okay.
But we all want to have more income. So one of the main conversation pieces that I have with most of my clients and when we start out on our introductory calls is, I see the money that you have going out and I know the money you have coming in, but how can we increase the money that you have coming in? What are some other things that you want to do? And that's when we kind of get in the, the goals and in the ideals that they have. So if you think about the opportunities that are available to us all, right? So you see this shirt that I have on, right?
Right.
It says worker, then scratched out, it says entrepreneur. No, that's
Mm.
exactly what I want these individuals to be. We all can be entrepreneurs in some shape, form, or fashion. Everybody within the, the sound of my voice can own a business, right?
Mm.
It's all about how you do, want the things that you want out of life. Okay.
Mm.
That's just the reality of it. One of the other terminology that we use is buy the dips, right? We want people to buy into the stock market. We want you to understand that buying the dips is important. Getting your stocks at a discount is important. Okay. So it's just, for me, it's just giving our community, okay. I'll be frank, giving the Black community a leg
Okay.
up when it comes to understanding wealth, understanding our dollars. Because
Correct.
if we want to be real about it, we are foundationally the wealthiest race that's out there. Okay.
Gotcha.
Our dollar is so powerful, but we don't use it properly. Okay.
Mm.
We don't use our dollars to the proper means that they can be. And that's one of our biggest issues. We complain about, not working, working with a Black business owner because they did this and they did that.
Yes.
And then we go buy from, somebody else. Right. But if we
Yes.
pool our money together and we use our resources properly, our dollar will stretch longer than anybody could ever imagine. And that's when we have to turn that light switch on and say, you know what?
Yes.
That makes sense. That makes
Oh,
sense. Using our dollars, pulling them together, we are one of the most powerful races that's out here, but we don't want to work together and we don't want to use the resources that are available to us.
say that again for the people in the back. We don't want to use our resources and the things available to us. Okay, so I mean, and yeah, no, I'm speaking for myself too because my brother, you said something very, very, very important here. That money circulation. The Black dollar is powerful. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody that's that's listening, don't get your panties and your drawers in a bunch when we speak on Black issues like this. It's just our community, our Black community, really needs a lesson on money and how to circulate that dollar because we do need businesses. It makes the whole community better when everybody is prosperous, when everybody has businesses and stuff like that, especially our minorities. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold that.
Bless you in
So,
advance, brother.
yeah. So, an example of that, you know what I'm saying? It's almost the 100-year anniversary, for the for Greenwood, down there in northern Tulsa, when they had that massacre there where they destroyed a whole city that had over 500-600 businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like prosperous brothers and sisters, from doctors to dentists to restaurants and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Circulating that black dollar, as you say, we spend the most anyway, billions of dollars on shoes and ice and clothes and stuff like that. Like, why not spend that money within your own neighborhoods, within your own businesses, and
Exactly.
circulate that? And I appreciate you bringing that up, man. So, man, let's dive in just a little bit. You know what I'm saying, on this first segment. Now, your book is Your Financial Checkup. All right, the prescription to mailbox money. And I was really focusing more on that subtitle. Okay, the subtitle, the prescription to mailbox money. My question is to you, as if I don't know, what is mailbox money?
Man, so honestly, the title came as an ode to one of what I feel is one of the best rappers out there. It was Nipsey Hussle, right? Listening to him, growing up, he talked a lot about mailbox money, right? How do you take the money that you have and circulate it back into the economy and then make something of it? How do you inject money into the communities and make something of it? And he talked about how the others were doing it, right? How they were making mailbox money from the time that their kid was born all the way to the time that kid passed away. And then that asset was inherited and generational wealth came about.
Right.
So for me, mailbox money was that passive income stream, that additional money. Okay. So that's exactly what it is. It's where you can wake up every day, go to your mailbox and get a paycheck, right? So it's the terminology mailbox money, literally how it used to be back in the day when people had pensions, when they had their military pensions, they worked for, let's say GM, and they got that pension coming in. That's what they call mailbox money. It literally was money that was coming to the mailbox once a month, and they were getting it, collecting it. And then it came to a point where you're now circulating money every single day. And so I put up a post the other day that said, Spending money every day isn't a problem when you are making money every single day. And that's how I want people to think about it. I want you to think that spending money shouldn't be an issue if you have a system built in to where you're making money every single day. When you have duplicated a system that is working for you every single day. So mailbox money is tremendously important to, to understanding additional income streams. And it could be from so many different avenues. And I know we're going to kind of talk about them today. But I mean, there's so many different avenues. But again, like I said, some of the things that are in the book, monetizing your possessions. What do you have that somebody else needs, right? When we think about obviously the stock market and bonds and ETFs and things of that nature, then we think about real estate, right? There's an active side and a passive side. A lot of people don't understand the difference between the two. I'm literally a real estate investor.
All right, so hold that. All right, look. So you jumping ahead. You giving a little bit. That's cool though. That's cool. This is what y'all need to be looking forward to. What he just said right here. You know what I'm saying? And I can see he getting excited. I'm getting excited too.
I get excited about this, man. This is what I do. Love it.
Man, I'm loving this, man. I'm loving that energy and stuff like that. But glad you're here. You feel what I'm saying? Now, you mentioned Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? All money in, double up, triple up. You know what I'm saying?
No money out.
No, all money in, no money out. And I feel you on that, man. Circulating that dollar, and he did a lot. You know what I'm saying? Before he left this earth. So when we were going back to Mailbox Money, we were talking last week, and I wanted you to explain to some of the people. Just give them a couple or a few examples of mailbox money. Like what are some examples of mailbox money? What kind of money can you be getting in the mailbox doing?
So we can go simple and plain as far as just having a second source of income, right? Having a secondary job. Let's say you work a 9 to 5 and then you do something else on the side, whether you are, if you're doing hair, doing nails, if you're a barber, right, on the side, or let's say you do Uber, Lyft on the side. Anything of that nature, that's going to be additional money that you can have working for you. Let's say you sell essential oils, right? That's additional money that's coming in. But then, of course, you can go more high level, right? You can talk about things that you can purchase as far as let's get you a storefront, okay? Let's get you a condo, right? Let's flip an Airbnb, right? So it's a lot of things in that people just truly don't understand about how mailbox money is so obtainable, literally within our own hands, within our own grasp. Like I tell everybody, if you're on social media, you need to be monetizing your social media. There's no reason why you should not be monetizing your social media in some shape, form, or fashion.
Interesting. And so I'm gonna give you an example, right? This is for the dummies like me. You feel what I'm saying? Jamie said, I'm ready for the higher level.
I hear you, Jamie.
So we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off small. Now, okay. So let's go. When you say monetize your social media, so let's just say we're gonna go back to the cookie thing, right? So Rico likes to bake cookies. You feel what I'm saying? And Rico always be on social media, showing this stuff on live, baking cookies and stuff like that. But there was something missing. He wasn't taking advantage of it or monetizing off the situation. What is it that you would tell Rico on how he can get his cookies on for sale using social media?
So, I mean, the first thing is to get your following base up, right? Get people to understand who you are. We hear the old adage, it's not about who you know, but it's about what you know, or it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, whatever, right? But I don't even like either of those. I don't think that it's about what you know, and I don't think it's about who you know, but I think it's about who knows you, right? How many people know who you are? How many people know the message that you're getting across? I'll take, myself, for example, in Rico's place, right? So in order for me to boost up my, my awareness so people know who I am, you go to my Instagram, I got almost 30,000 followers. Okay. I'm using that as a platform. So every single day I'm putting out information, but I also get people in my inbox saying, hey, I need help. Can you answer this for me? Well, time is money. So therefore, if I know for a fact that you're not going to become a client and I feel like you're going to waste my time, I'm going to charge you a consultation fee. So I'm charging you to speak to me, just for me to even answer your questions. Okay. And it's not me being, in a sense of where it's not me being an asshole or just trying to get money out of people. My time is valuable. The time that I spent building building the education that I have, building the business that I have, learning all the information that I have, you have something that you need answered and I have the answer. So why would I not charge you for it? Now, if I say in the interim, if I say, hey, I'm gonna charge you, and then you talk to me and then you say, hey, I want to become a client, cool. that fee is now gone, and we'll just roll in the client fee. Now you're a client, you don't have to worry about the consultation fee. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
So when
yes,
we look at it from that point, so if I'm talking to Rico and I say, hey Rico, you want to make some cookies? All right,
yes, I
let people
do.
know who you are. Show them, right? Show them
Mm-hmm.
what you do. Show them the
Mm,
cookies that you make, this, that, and the third. Now, how many people want to learn how to make cookies like I make cookies?
I do.
Okay. How many people want to eat the cookies that I make? I'll ship them.
Yep.
Okay. How many people want to learn this recipe? So it's little things like that that you can continue to grow and monetize. Now, let's say your following base gets up even further and further. Well,
Okay.
people are hitting me up saying, "Hey, can you give me a shout out? Can you put me on
Mm,
your page?" I absolutely will. I'll charge you for a 24-hour fee. I will charge you to give you a shout out on the page, and whatever follows you get from is what you get from it. But I'm gonna charge you $30, $50, whatever it is, because you want access to the base of people that I have.
mm.
So why would I not monetize that?
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Shout out to Nino Black. He says salute. You know what I'm saying? What up, bro? What up, what up? Yeah. So now let me back that up a little bit because okay, all right. So I like that you talk just like me. This is great. So these are some things that I've had plenty of problems with. You know what I'm saying? That my friends tell me about. You know, I know in this business, when you have a business, you know, there has to be a little good cop, bad cop sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Mhm.
Cynthia Davis for the stars. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming in, man. Check out the show. Give us a share, man. We learning about money, mailbox money, how to make it move. You feel me?
Thank you,
Yes.
Cynthia.
So all day. So um I've had a problem with valuing myself, right?
Mm,
Valuing the work that I because like you said first, Rico, the people want to know who. Let them know who you are, right?
right.
Let them know who you are. So, the first question I'm gonna ask is: within that, do you mean know who they are first before Rico shows what he can do? Because at this point, if you have a product, do you feel like the people will buy the product because they know who you are, or the fact that you just make cookies?
I think it's a little bit of both. So the individual themselves has to know who they are first, right? That's an internal struggle. A lot of
Mm,
people, like you said, they struggle with the idea of what am I, what is my self-worth, right? And people say all the time, I'm priceless. No, the hell you're not. You're not priceless. Because if you weren't priceless, the minute that you got fired, they would have somebody else taking your place. You feel what I'm saying?
mm,
So everybody has a dollar amount on themselves. Let's just be
mm.
real.
Yeah.
Everybody has a dollar amount on themselves. You are worth something. That's why we have assets and that's why we have liabilities. You are worth
Mm,
something. That's why we have something that's called net worth, right? Well, what's a net worth? It's your assets minus your liabilities. Okay. What you
mm.
have versus what you owe. So you are worth something. And to somebody, you are worth everything if you have the right product for them or if you have the needs of what they want. So for instance, myself, I tell people all the time, they say, oh, I don't need a financial advisor. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because if you didn't, you would have more money than you do today, or you would be in better position than you would today. And that's just the reality of it. Let's be completely honest. I'm a financial advisor that has a financial advisor. That's how I make my money move, because I can't
Ah,
spend my time focusing on my own money if I'm also focusing on yours. So why not get somebody else to do it when I know they'll give me all the attention that I need? So
okay.
when we think about finding out our self worth, it is
Mm,
literally finding out what do you do that people need, what do you have that people need, and then from there showcase that information and then
mm,
monetize it, capitalize on it, because that's the reality of where we are. Everybody has something that somebody else needs. That's just real.
mm,
Okay. I
mm,
think that's like chapter 3 or 4 of the book, whatever. I don't know. But everybody has something that somebody needs. Everybody needs something. So what
mm.
is it something that you have that they need? That's how I want
Shout
you to
out,
look at it.
yeah, shout out to Nino Black. Facts. And you know what? You just spit some bars right here. Hold on for a minute. I gotta rewind. Bruh, like you just spitting lyrics. We just needed the beat in the background, you know what I'm saying? Bars all day. Definitely,
Bars.
definitely the self wealth. I mean the self worth. You know what I mean? That's something that I've had problems dealing with because I'm sitting there thinking, man, I done all this ish, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't add no price tag to it, even for somebody to, I get a lot of questions asked all the time in my inbox. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? And I'll be stressing myself out, like, yeah, I can do it. And then, I stress myself out helping them out, and I didn't get nothing out of it, but they did. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dang,
Yeah.
I could have, hit you for a dub or something like that, $50, anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they're gonna have to respect that in the sense, and I would respect somebody else's too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just the kind of person I am. But definitely, shout out to Nick. What up, bro? Definitely self worth, knowing your worth, and even just down to talking to you, because like you said, they're getting the inspiration, possibly the anecdote on how to make your money move. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Yeah.
that is what's up, man. Definitely. So, all right, now I was talking to a couple of people before the show started, right?
Hmm.
And when I told them about Mailbox Money, that they were a little bit she said, "Now listen to the man and stop it." Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? She be on me. So some older cats who I was talking to, and I was telling them about, I'm getting ready to have this cat on the show. We're gonna be, talking about Mailbox Money and stuff like that. And they were like, "Mailbox Money." I said, "Man, that like back in our day, man, that them things were scams." You know what I'm saying? I don't know
Hmm.
about all that. I said, "Okay, look, y'all probably not up with the times of what's going on." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I said, if you watch the show, you can probably understand what he's talking about. But do you know? Do you understand when they say that? Like, there's been a history of scams and mailbox money in the past, or maybe like those what do you call them, prosperity circles or anything like that, where you put money in and then you ask somebody else to come in and build this whole pyramid and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
okay,
so when we think
okay,
about like the multi-level marketing things, like kind of how you talked about in your introduction, right? You talked
hmm
about how at one point you had, somebody that said, "Hey, well, you can make X amount of dollars." Then you came in and you weren't making no dollars, right? That's kind of the mentality that a lot of people had back in the day when it came to mailbox money. Like they literally would get offers and things like that in the mail to say, "Hey, if you give us X amount of dollars, we can guarantee you a return of yada yada yada," right? These Ponzi schemes and stuff like that.
hmm
But again, if you think of where we are in today's times and thinking about what mailbox money is, and if you take the time to read the book,
hmm
right? So you will put yourself in understanding that mailbox money literally is just you having an avenue of having additional money coming in, right? Like I talk to my uncle all the time. He says, "I have a wake up check."
hmm
He literally wakes up and he gets a check. This man,
man,
retired from the military. He's got his social security coming in. He's got, money that he did from his 401k and his other ventures. He literally wake up and he has a check.
see,
That's
I
where I
think that
want people's mentality to go to.
exact. Shout out to Amber for the stars, and Nino for tagging all these people. I want you guys to continue to share, because like I said, he is giving he's giving a free prize, you know what I'm saying? So, you fill those comments up. We want to make sure that we get at least 50 shares, you know what I'm saying? And we can announce, toward the end of the show who could be the winner of this gracious gift that he's given, and we definitely appreciate what he's doing, you know what I'm saying?
And if anybody knows me, they know what's up. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's
You,
rock. Let's keep it
you already
going.
know. So this is another question before we get into this, and then we'll head to a commercial. This was a question asked for me. This is from my old head. The same people that we're kind of skeptical about. They said, well, how can you? They said, how can you be sure that mailbox money is the right move? Now it sounds like okay, this is an obvious question, but break it down to those who may be against something like that, that may have a type of negative approach to that. Like, how can you reassure them that it is the right move to make?
To be honest, the best way I can say is look at your bank account. Look at your bank account, look at your lifestyle. And I say that like literally with all
No,
love and
that's
respect.
that's
You know what
real.
I'm saying?
Hmm
Like are where where you are today, is that where you want to be tomorrow? Is that where you want to be in 10 years and 15 years? If
hmm
not, then we have to make a move. Whether you work with me or not, work with somebody or do
hmm
something that's going to get you to the next level. Again, take the 9.99, take the 12.99. I'll send you a discount code, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hmm
use the information that's in this book to create your own mailbox money, to create your own path. You can literally make mailbox money to whatever it is that you want it to be, because all it is passive income. Passive
hmm
income. I tell everybody all the time, you should have an LLC. You should have a business, not necessarily a corporation, because there's way too much paperwork. There's way too much, ambiguity that you have to deal with. But an LLC is important. If you literally create a business, you can write off so many different things. One thing that I didn't even put in the book, but is going to go in another book, is how you can use your own children, your own kids. And we've talked about this before. I
What?
talked about this before with Nino. You can use your own kids as an opportunity to have up to $12,000 in tax-free money sent to a non-taxable account, a Roth IRA that you can use to funnel that money to grow even further. So that's just another
Hold on.
nugget and
You said,
tidbit. Listen, you
wait a minute.
see how I threw that
You
out
said
there, man.
the cheering, man,
The cheerings, the
the
cheerings.
cheerings. See,
Yes.
okay. See, this is this is very exciting right here. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. I appreciate what you've been explaining thus far. And I know as I'm actually going off the introduction, you know what I'm saying, you were giving too. You were getting a lot of segues. So we're falling right in order, man. So
Yeah.
before we go to this commercial break, you were speaking on monetizing your possessions, right? Now, when I was reading some of the preface before the book came out, because I know it had examples of the chapters on the Kindle, and what caught my eye was real estate. You had it titled "Real Estate Active" and "Real Estate Passive."
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you explain what those are individually?
Absolutely. I definitely can. So when most people think of real estate, they think of rental properties, right? Buying a
Hmm.
property, buying a condo. I know Nino and I have talked about, back in the day, talking about buying up the block, right? So we want to buy, strip malls and things of that nature. We want to buy commercial units. We want to, give back to the community in the best ways possible. But a lot of people don't have the capital to become an active real estate investor. And so an active real estate investor is where you are tangibly owning the property, where you literally, let's say I go out and buy the house next door. I now own that property and I want to rent it out. Yes, I'm going to make money off of it, but I'm an active owner. So if something goes wrong with that property, I have to fix it. The insurance is on me. The liability is on me.
Mm.
Active is where most people go. Where most people fail or don't realize is passive. You can make just as much money in passive real estate investing that you can in active real estate investing. So I'm going to give you a tidbit here. Okay.
Please do.
Passive real estate investing is where you either pool your money together with other investors or you pull it inside of a funding vehicle, right? So for instance, myself, I own 71 properties. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't have the assets to tangibly own 71 active properties, and I damn sure don't have the time to do that.
Right.
But I own 71 properties. Okay. So I have a share of 71 properties that I own. So every single month when these people make payments, I own that property. So therefore I get payments, right? So every month, every quarter, I'm getting money in turn because I own a share of that property. And all I did was pool my money with other investors that wanted to be real estate investors, but they didn't have the large capital to own a commercial unit. But guess what? I own commercial units in my 71 property portfolio because I designed it that way.
Okay, hold on for a minute, bro. Like, okay, McCray, bro. Like, bro, you giving away so much information right now. You just talking about it like it ain't nothing. I got to stop you for a minute, bro. You said over 70 properties. Now, speaking on this passive real estate. So, okay, so let me bring that back to you to see if I understood this correctly. Speaking for all the dummies like me who just don't get it and just want to know in the simplest form.
Right.
If my producer was making building a restaurant, right?
Right.
And let's just say he doesn't have all the money. Let's just say he needed $250,000 to start a McDonald's or something. You know what I'm saying? And he may not have all the money, right? Now, does real estate passive come into, like, maybe somebody like me is like, well, I got 25,000 to throw in. You know what I'm saying? Is it something like that where everybody throws in a certain amount to equal that amount that's needed? And then once that money, let's say once that building is built and then the money is brought back and then some, you get a percentage off of that. Is that what you mean? Like I just put in the money,
exactly
I'm gonna let it sit here and I'm gonna let it grow. Okay.
That's exactly what I mean. So let's say me, you, Jamie, Nino, who else is in here? Nick, Amber, some other individuals, Cynthia. Let's say we all pull together, right? Let's say, hey, you know what? We want to buy this commercial unit. And we want to be active real estate investors. We'll still pool our money together, right? And we'll go buy that property. Now we're active at that point because we have tangible ownership of this property.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, let's say if we wanted to be passive owners of this property. Okay. Meaning we still get the money from it, but we don't tangibly own it. We just go to an investor that already has that fund, has the money available. And we say, hey, you know what? We want to go through you, the fund manager. We want to go through you, or the funding company. We want to go through you to get this property, and we want to take ownership of it, and we'll take a small percentage of it.
So that's kind of like what Jay-Z did with the Barclays Center. Like he became a part owner because I think he maybe threw in like $1 million or $2 million or whatever like that.
Take what I can get.
Yeah.
I'd rather get 1% of something than 100% of nothing.
That's true. That's true, because of that 1%, you're gonna make more than what you put in eventually.
Absolutely. So just so I can, because I don't like for people to think that, what I'm saying, I'll be blowing smoke, right?
Right.
Okay, y'all see that? That says 70, right?
70, yes.
70 active projects. Okay.
Wow.
Active. So let's go with I'm trying to get this lighting just right. Boom, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Properties. Yeah. Properties that haven't even been developed yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are active properties. Every single one of that's an apartment complex. This is a home. This is another home. Okay. This is me just legitimately telling you, you can have the same things that I have. You can have the same things that these multimillionaires have, that these billionaires have. We can all be wealthy. It's all in how you do it.
This is okay, man. You just making this sound so good right now. I ain't even gonna lie, because I've always looked at finances as just something. I mean, I talked to Nino about it too. I was like, man, why is everything else seems easy to me? You feel what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what really scares me away. And every time I talk about money or maybe growing money, people usually come to me with this whole, stock exchange and stuff like that. And I'm like, look, y'all, and I mean, I get, the Bitcoins and all that stuff like that. It's just, I'm like, yo, like, I don't really want to do no like mathematical equations, or like, is there something else that's more tangible that I can, like really see and like really touch, to flip this money, you know what I'm saying? And let me ask you this before we go on to commercial break. Does it matter how much money you have? Can this also work for somebody that's making minimum wage of $10 an hour?
Realistically, yes.
Okay.
Realistically, it can.
What would you advise somebody who may have a lower income to start off doing?
Start out small. I would more so say start off with fractional shares of a stock. That's where I would start them at. I wouldn't start them as far as real estate, because even with passive real estate investing, you still want to have some coins, right? You want to have some dollars. But with somebody that wants to start out small, let's do it small. Especially if you are in a lower income bracket, you need to be putting all of your money into a Roth IRA, because your tax bracket is already non-existent. So all of your money is growing tax free. Why wouldn't you?
That's some more information again. Okay. So, all right, one more for the commercial break. I'm sorry, Josh. He's intriguing me right now. How much would somebody need to save if they're just getting started out? Like I'm keeping with the lower income, right? The lower income. Okay. Before they get started into anything, and you said if we're starting small, how much would you advise them to save before they would come and talk to you?
Honestly, well, okay. So normally, my minimum to come work with me is at least 250,000 in investable assets. Okay, that's my normal range. Mm-hmm. But I've started to kind of get away from that, because I understand that everybody doesn't have that 250. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just be legit. Everybody doesn't have that 250. So how can I target individuals that I know need the help but don't have those investable assets? Well, I scale my business downwards so it can be of effort for them, right? So they can have it. So I now do a monthly retainer fee, to where I say, hey, you pay me a set fee every single month, and you also get to talk to me every single month. I'm gonna stay in your ass and make sure that you stay on your budget, right? I'm gonna stay on your ass. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on you to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do. I have a financial planning platform set up. You can log in, you can see, how your financials are doing. You can see where your budget is. If you go over your budget, I get sent an email, and then you get a text message from me, and we're gonna have a not so nice conversation. But that's what some people need. They need the liability in that state.
And we got people asking, I didn't mean to ask the question of what's, because I don't want him spreading this bit. I mean, of course, it's part of it. I mean, Jamie wants to be a client, by the way. She said that up above. So, Jamie, you make sure, we'll get you in contact with them and all that and talk fees. I guess the question what I was asking before I went back is, okay, minus all that, they're with you, right? And but how much would they need to have saved in order to make smaller investments? Give me
at least $1,000.
Okay.
Start with $1,000. With $1,000, you can buy. I can tell you right now, with $1,000, you can have ownership in 15 properties.
One more time.
With $1,000, you can have ownership in 15 properties.
Y'all heard
Just
that.
tell it like
With
it is.
$1,000. And you know what? We are going to close on that for a commercial break. I want that to stay on y'all's mind. If you can
Yes.
save $1,000 just on a small scale, you can have up to 15 different investments already. Yes. So I'm glad everybody has came in here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Nino said, but all right. But anyway, though, shout out to everybody that has been sharing. Please, we need up to 50 shares or more, because this brother's gonna have he's gonna give away, a nice little prize. You feel what I'm saying, toward the end of the show. So I'm gonna need y'all to do that as we go into this commercial break, and we're gonna spice it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying, and learn what some of
Yeah.
these acronyms mean. You did what I mean. So y'all stay tuned. Continue to share in between time. We'll be back after these messages.
In the beginning, my product was not for sale at all. It was really for my son's eczema. I tried everything that the commercial world had to offer, and nothing tended to his needs. I took it upon myself to create something of my own. I finally had the right antidote. I found out it not only worked for my son's skin, it worked for his hair as well. I started to experiment more and made several products for skin and hair care with all homegrown natural ingredients to give you the healthy look you deserve. Remember, healthy hair and skin isn't a trend, it's a rule.
Are you looking for a barber who can give you the cut that everybody will be talking about tomorrow? Then if you want to feel that way, go where Dr. Anatomy goes. Go see my man, Barber Loto, in Smyrna, Tennessee. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And by the way, tell him Dr. Anatomy sent you. Take the prescription for the perfect haircut on Murfreesboro Road.
G Street Quick Draw Gun Magnet. Unlike the competitor who imitated and sell similar products with more expensive prices, G Street Gun Magnet Mount is specially designed and engineered to provide you the safest and most convenient experience.
Do you want to access your guns quickly in case of emergency? Do you feel safe in your car and at home? Do you want to be able to hold your guns for any different situation? After our research, we have redefined our gun magnet mount for the market to solve any complaints from gun fans. We have designed and redesigned our magnet mount, which is made from premium, eco-friendly material, excellent craft, unique appearance with quick draw and quick load functions, and hold flat surface firearms safely and secure.
Order your G Street Quick Draw Gun Magnet today with free delivery at gstreetedc.square.site.
Look, I suggest that you fall in line and show me my respect. I'm the best. None of y'all a threat. This is not a test. I'm upset. Come around here, I'll make you stand on all your threats.
The media has created a perception that controls our lives and our social issues.
Our self-worth depicted on mugshots convicted.
Placed on probation with a felony.
Why can't I be me?
They rant for the prescription, our black thoughts encrypted.
Not knowing what to do, where to go, or how to act.
We can no longer believe our eyes nor our ears, but only our hearts.
Find your way.
Just know that when they finish me, my God, it be meaning me.
What do you see when you look at me?
This is the Royces Rant Network. Yes, you are doggone right. You are doggone right. This is the Royces Rant Network. You know what I'm saying? Royce Massengale, Nino Blac, Bishop Tyson, and Herschel Williams. Thank y'all for still tuning in. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying your eyes are still on the prize, and that's what he's going to be giving away pretty soon. If we can get up to these 50 shares here, and he's going to randomly pick someone to win a prize. You dig what I'm saying? We also want you guys to, while you're listening, you know what I'm saying? This is called Make Your Money Move, and we're speaking with Dr. King McCray, and I want you guys to go out there and get his book. I want you to get his book. It's called Your Financial Checkup. Your financial checkup, the prescriptions to mailbox money. You guys, listen here. It is an easy read. It is an easy read. Look, I hadn't even read it yet, and I know it's going to be an easy read because it's for people like me who just don't understand. You know what I mean? 61 pages. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need glasses to read this stuff. You know what I mean? It's clear right in front of you for you to see. You dig what I'm saying? I think this is going to be very informative. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to start reading it when I get done with the show here, and then just hit them up and be like, yo, man, you the ish, man. You're doing your thing. I want y'all to go out there and buy this book. $9.99, $12.99. You ain't spending no more than $15, yo. I'm telling y'all, man, this is an investment right here. You know what I'm saying? Like Nino said, $12.99 for $1 million worth of game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yes. Shout out to $1 million worth of game, by the way, Gilly the Kid and Wallow. But anyway, man, we are back. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Royce, the voice, orange click on his leader. Shout out to KT and Speak Your Thoughts, Lose Your Mind. And we back here with Dr. King McCray, man. Are you doing okay right now?
Doing great, brother. I'm doing great. Loving this information that people are getting. I see people are tapping into it. They're definitely getting excited about it. I love to hear it, man.
Definitely. I think you picked up a couple of clients too. You know what I'm saying? For real, they're gonna be hitting you up, man, and you know, anything we can do to help that, man. So we are back, and just as a recap, you guys, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about how to make your money move. We got a little introduction on who Dr. McCray is. You know, what inspired him to write this book. What is mailbox money? You know, it gave us a couple examples of mailbox money. We talked about real estate active and real estate passive, which the way you broke that down, brother, like I feel like I know something now. Like the way you broke that down, I mean, I know that I'm praising that, but for somebody like me who's very, very, very transparent, try to be, you know, with my feelings and what I do and don't know, you broke it down for me to understand. So I know if I understand it, I know everybody else will understand it. Thank you guys for coming in, chiming in. Shout out to Jared Mitchell, you know what I'm saying? He's an extension of the team. Man, you know what I'm saying? Co-host of Black Thoughts. He said he got my copy. He got him a copy. So that's what
Appreciate
it is.
That,
Y'all support this brother right here. Let's circulate that black dollar, man. So without further ado, let's get into the second segment, which is going to be kind of short, but I think with these two topics, we can probably extend it a little bit because there's a lot of information within these two topics that we're going to speak in. Now, when I first saw this, you know what I'm saying, on the preface, it was like OPM, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think the title was, I don't know if the title was, it was the title in your, was it called You Down with OPM? Or did I do that?
No, you did that.
Okay. So I think, hold on. Let me just make sure, because I want to show y'all the transition. What got in my, yes, use OPM, right? Now I said, ooh, that's dope. So I'm going to title this, You Down with OPM. So all my 80s and 90s babies, I know y'all know what OPP is, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You down with other people's property, and in the hood is something else. We ain't gonna speak on that, but at the same it's the same thing. Other people's money is still other people's property. It's their money. So I said, you down with OPM? Yeah, you know him. You already know. Yeah. So let's break it down to the people on what is OPM. First, what does it mean? First, the acronym.
So OPM does mean other people's money. So you know, it's literally I'm getting people to understand that they need to be the bank and cut the check. Okay, be the bank and cut the check. So when you really think about it, when you're talking about investing or building, growing companies and things of that nature, how do you think that other people, the others are doing it? They're doing it by using other people's money. But unfortunately, because we don't have the credit standing that we should, which is something that you definitely need to do, get your credit right? And because we don't circulate our dollars together, pull our money properly, we can't use OPM. And that's where people need to be. So in the book, I talk about how people need to shift their mindset, right? So go from, thinking how we do to thinking how the big banks and the wealthy think. Okay, you have to shift that mindset. And just to kind of give a quick tidbit of what the book states, we were so used to thinking, how we need to put away as much money as possible, put it away as often as possible, keep it there for as long as possible, take as little as possible and take as much risk as possible. That's how we used to think. But the big banks and the wealthy think completely different. They say, how can I get as much money as possible? How can I get it as often as possible? How can I keep it as long as possible? How can I give you as little back as possible, right? And how can I take as little risk as possible because it's calculated risk? And that's how I want people's mindset to shift. So when I say use other people's money, you literally are doing that. You are using other people's money to either A, fuel your investment, to B, recreate this new business opportunity for you. Okay. Or C, you are just literally lending money to another individual and then charging them a fee for it. Because if I'm being honest, would I rather get my money from a Black owned bank, right? Or would I rather get my money from Bank of America? Okay. Or, the JP Morgan Chases of the world and whatever, right?
Gotcha.
I'd rather use, what is it? I think I got the card around here somewhere.
Out there on Jefferson Street?
One United Bank, okay? One United Bank. That's a Black owned bank, okay? I have an account with One United Bank, okay?
And tell us what One United Bank is at, so they'll know. Where's it based out of?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can tell you real quick, and I can find out.
Okay.
Hang on, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. One United Bank. Give me just like 2 seconds. One United Bank, largest Black-owned bank in the U.S. Okay, so if you don't have an account with them, go support, go show love. Blackout Day is coming up on July 7th.
Okay, yeah, Josh came up with it quick. He
oh, there we go. See, Josh got the moves, man. I appreciate you. There you go.
He got them fingertips. Pause.
Yeah. So I mean, One United Bank, again, it's the largest Black-owned bank in the United States, and just a lot of people simply did not know about it. Okay. And that Black card, right? That Bank Black X, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just the move that I want people to understand. Bank Black with purpose. Again, using other people's money, use that as an avenue to bank with a purpose. So when you think about, shifting your mindset, stop thinking about, being the customer. Stop thinking about being the customer. Start thinking about being the bank. Okay. Stop thinking about just retirement. Start thinking about your financial confidence. Stop thinking about your uncertainty and start thinking about your financial abundance.
Speaking of speech,
I'm just saying people have to shift the mindset.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Like I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it all sounds good. So I got to give a challenging question there. And it may not be challenging, but to some people they'll be like, well, dang, like, well, can everybody really be the bank? And like, doesn't there have to be consumers like in order for you to make money? Or are you trying to say that everyone that's a consumer can also be a producer also, and it just kind of works back and forth? Like a producer can buy somebody else's product and they be a consumer, and then vice versa. Am I on the right track?
That's exactly where it is. If you and I use each other as the bank and the consumer, then you and I are circulating the money within the house. Okay. I'm coming to you for XYZ. You're coming to me for ABC, and we're circulating that money back and forth. That's how we continue to build up the community. Okay. Matter of fact, to put this out there, Nino came up with something a long time ago. He had put out that he had saw somebody going out and giving money into the community, right? And he was like, I thought that was a great idea until I realized that I questioned myself and said, why are you pouring into why is the cup empty? Why are you pouring into an empty cup already anyway, right? And that had me thinking when I was writing. And now I literally read that comment or that statement as I was writing the book, and it allowed me to bring up the uncertainty to abundance. How do we stop going from the mindset of, pouring into an empty cup to realizing the abundance that we already have in the community if we stop doing some of the dumb stuff that we do? I was talking to an individual the other day, and we were talking about, gang violence and stuff like that, right? That's a whole nother conversation. We'll talk about that another day. But how we can utilize, how we can impact the culture if we started having life insurance on our kids. Okay. If our kids are in that lifestyle and they are doing the things that they needed to do, but realize the dollars that we can put back. Let's say if these community centers went out and bought, $10,000 worth of life insurance on all these kids that come to the community center, and they know that something's possibly going to happen just because they won't get out of that lifestyle.
Gotcha.
Then the kid passes away from whatever reasoning, right? Then we take that $10,000 and recirculate that back into the community for more programs, right? More outreach to the youth. We are now circulating dollars in-house. And that's simple, something simple that we can do to continue to impact the community. But we won't do it because we feel like A, we can't afford it. B, we don't need it when we know we need it. So it's like small things that we can do to shift the mindset.
And you actually help answer a question I was going to ask anyway. And maybe you can elaborate more. Why do you feel, if you can extend on that answer you just gave, or that statement, why do you feel the Black community, or, the majority of us, look down upon that, or why do they feel like they can't do it? Why do they feel like they, what do you feel like that mind state is, and what do you feel that caused it to make us feel like that we can't prosper financially?
Because we're so focused on Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Jordan and jewels and rides and rims and spending money on, the unnecessary items that we do, right? That's just the reality of it. If we realize that you can put more emphasis on your last name versus somebody else's, you can make a huge impact. Okay? For instance, this is mine. This shirt is mine. My clothing, right? This hat, mine. My clothing. I'm wearing myself. I'm not putting an emphasis on somebody else. That's the whole reason why I'm creating the line that I'm creating. Because number one, I'm putting emphasis on my last name and what I want to build for my kids, right? My generational wealth for the future that we're looking for. But I also want people to stop realizing that you don't have to always focus on the Gucci and the Louis Vuitton. How about you be the next damn Gucci and the Louis Vuitton, right? How about you create the next Jordan shoe? How about we do more things to impact the community instead of worrying about them putting more money back into their pocket? How about we stop bootlegging this shit, right? And use the money for something else that has a bigger purpose. So we do it to ourselves.
And see, that makes sense though. It makes sense because another thing, you just threw another bar at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, investing into your own name. When we think about Nike, when we think about Adidas, I mean, that might be somebody's name. I don't know. But, when we think about Louis Vuitton and we think about Gucci, that's somebody's last name. They're investing, they invested into themselves, and now we're investing into them by spending thousands of dollars on a pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of brings to mind about what you said about your value, right? Gucci, it's so expensive is because they increased their value. They've made their product valuable, almost to say less accessible to ones that probably can't afford it, which keeps that price high. Just let me know if I'm on the right track. I'm really just using common sense right now.
You're on the right track. Yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you this before we head to this next subject, though. What do you feel you can do? How do you increase your value? How would you increase your value?
Man, honestly, that's more so of a self-worth question, right? What do you feel what do you feel your value is? What do you feel you bring in value, right? I think that's a better question.
Okay,
what do you feel you bring in value?
Right? That's what I mean. How do you increase the value of your product?
And honestly, that comes with a mindset. Okay. That comes with people realizing that they have something of value and that somebody else needs it, right? We have to stop some of the things that we're doing. So for instance, I brought up, Louis Vuitton. What a Louis Vuitton purse is $1,000, $1,500, right?
Yeah.
But if I sent that same $1,000 or $1,500 and bought shares of Louis Vuitton, we're talking about a whole nother game. Okay. Now I own a piece of Louis Vuitton and I'm making money off of them at the same time. Right. So I want people to realize that, you have to realize what you have and how that monetary value is there. OK, because we all have value in something. Everybody has a skill. Everybody has a trade. Everybody has a product that they can use and utilize. But until you push it out there, until you take that risk, like the flight attendants say, until you put your own mask on first.
Right.
You can't help anybody else.
That's true. That's true. And you know what? You just got me thinking about some other things too. Like, I'm a Dorito eating fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been eating. We've even made theme songs about it. The producer will tell you, cool like ranch, cheesy like Doritos. And as many times as I done ate Doritos, I'm like, man, I'm over here eating Doritos. Like, man, I wonder if I would have saved all that Dorito money I was, you know what I'm saying, of the snacks and all that. I wonder if I would have invested in Doritos. I don't know, something. But I see what you mean though. Like, you're helping me and I know others to kind of open up their eyes and see like what's around them, because there's a lot of things that we pass up that are around us that are worth money, even things that are in our own home or a skill that we may have. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I only hope that the people that are listening, you know what I'm saying, first to continue to share, but I hope you guys do hit this young man up and and be financially advised by him so he can help you prosper, help this community prosper, because that is what's needed here in the Black community. We need it so bad. And I think we got a question here before we move on from Jared Mitchell. He said, why do we feel that financial products are scams, and what can the uninitiated do to protect themselves while investing for the future?
Man, that's a great question, Jerry. So first, to answer the first part of the question, why do we feel that financial products are scams? I think it's from a lack of education, okay, from a lack of knowledge. It truly is. We all know that we need financial products. When you think about it, you got insurance on your cell phone, but you don't have insurance on your life. Make it make sense, okay? Make it show them the shirt. Show them the shirt. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I need you to make that make sense. How do you have insurance on a cell phone that you use every day, but your life is just this is worth less? Your life is worth less than your cell phone? Seriously? Make that make sense to me. I really want an understanding of that. You have renter's insurance on the property that you have in your house, but you don't have insurance on your own life. So if you pass away, you're gonna hand them down what? A $500 musty ass couch that you got?
So, bruh, like, you got to excuse, I'm getting watery eyed because it's really that. This has hit me in a different way because it's just there's certain stuff that you're bringing to my attention. It's like, nah, dang, we put insurance on our phones, but we don't put insurance on our lives. I just took the insurance off my iPhone. I was like, you know what? I done dropped this thing 20, 30 times and the glass still ain't broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm not going to waste these $7.
Thank you, and that's what I was going to say. Guess look at the dollar amount that you're paying for, right? So let's say you're paying $7 a month for obviously for 12 months, so that's going to be $84 a month. Okay, I mean $84 a year. Okay,
right.
Whereas you could pay, let's say, 25, 30, $35 a month for $1 million life insurance policy. If anything happens to you, okay,
your family,
obviously your family gets $1 million. Now here's the flip side to it. Most of the insurance that's out today, if you get it into any type of critical, chronic, or terminal illness or whatever, you could use that $1 million to help pay for your lifestyle. Okay, if something happened to you. I'm not sitting here to say that to sell life insurance because I really don't even sell it anymore. Yeah. Okay, I deal more so with investing. Right, but I'm telling people that it's something of importance you need to have it. Now, can I still sell it? Hell yeah, if you need some, come holler at me. But I'm saying that it is an important piece, and it is an important factor when it comes down to thinking about how you can make that generational wealth a true thing. And we hear people say, I'm breaking generational curses. No, you're breaking the lack of knowledge that generations didn't have, and they do have it. Our parents had it; they just didn't instill it in us. For most of us, some of them tried to, and they had the knowledge, but they didn't want to put it out there because they didn't feel that we were able to obtain those heights. Okay, and that's again just the reality.
Yeah, that's true. So there was a question from Tove, and I want to say Tove, or I want to say Tove. Don't please.
Hell
get mad
to the no. No.
He said
the answer is no.
And why is that?
Listen,
I've heard of that.
So Robinhood, let's forget about the whole GameStop thing that happened with Robinhood, and they're going through like an SEC and they're going through lawsuits and all the other jazz right now.
Right.
Honestly, I'll be surprised if Robinhood makes it beyond the next 5 to 10 years with all the legal stuff that they got to go through, all the insider trading and some of the stuff that they happen. But beyond all of that, Robinhood is just too fresh. When you talk about investing, look at more so of like some of the major players, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard. These are people that have been around for years and have newer platforms that are very similar to Robinhood. The only difference with Robinhood is Robinhood lets you buy fractional shares. Yeah, you can get a small piece of a company, but what you really need to do is own the whole share. That's just me being honest with you. Would you rather own 0.1% of Apple, or would you rather own one whole share of Apple?
Yeah,
yes, you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. You have to start somewhere, but I'd rather you start out with like Acorns or Stash than Robinhood.
So why would they share a fraction of why would they? Yeah,
because it gets people into investing. And let me tell y'all how they do it. Robinhood basically allows you to invest into the fractional share. Okay, so they own obviously a piece of the share that you're investing in. So you're technically investing in Robinhood instead of investing in Apple. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Okay, you know what? That's what, man. This is golly, boy. We could talk all day, bro. But I'm not even gonna hold you too long. But Before we do, I have we actually have one more thing to talk about before this commercial break, and then we can kind of, close up a little bit. This has been good. Like this hour and 10 minutes went by really, really fast, man. But like I'm soaking all this in. Of course, take this moment for everybody. Thank you for tuning in. They're still tuning in right now. Let's get those likes. Let's get those shares up. If you haven't shared it to anybody, share it to your grandmama, your mama. Share it to somebody you don't even notice on your friends list. They may need to know this. And we're looking up to. Well, we got to get to those 50 shares, you know what I'm saying? And, we're going to let our guest, they'll randomly pick someone to, for him to give away, a free giveaway. You dig what I'm saying? So anybody that's sharing, making sure the comments actors, if you're liking, please continue to do that. Thank you guys for your support. Look at her. All right. So one thing that caught my eye, another thing that caught my eye, shout out to Bishop. One thing that caught my eye was you said, "Write me up." That's actually, I believe that's one of the titles in your book, Your Financial Checkup, the prescription to mailbox money. You guys need to get that on Kindle, get that on Amazon, anywhere that they sell hardbacks, paperbacks. You're not even gonna spend no more than $12, $13. If it's with the tax, just say $15 altogether. It's worth it. You see it right there. Boom. Actually, the Kindle price is $9.99. You feel what I'm saying? So if you don't feel like flipping the pages, go to that Kindle. If you feel like it, get that paperback like we got right here. You know what I'm saying? Your Financial Check Up. Dr. King McCray, your prescription to mailbox money. So write me up. Lock me up. Throw away the key. But we talking about write me up. Now, when you say write me up, all right, I know that is it seems like another acronym. Can you give us the meaning of that REIT?
Absolutely. So people say it two different ways. Some say right, or some people say REIT. Either terminology is okay. I normally say REIT or just say REIT, but basically what it is, a REIT is a real estate investment trust. And this is like the second stage of being a passive investor. Okay. So you can, again, pull your money with other investors to, buy into real estate, or you can get with a company that already owns the property and handles the real estate and say, hey, I want to get into, shopping malls, freestanding retail business, or whatever it may be. This is how you do it. You use a REIT. Now they're out there. But if you really think about it, 24% of investments in America come from retail REITs. 24% of investments in America come from retail REITs. So that's going to be people that own shopping malls, okay? Yeah. People that own strip malls, people that own, large scale commercial properties. Those are all designed inside of REITs. So again, one of the ones that I use, which is in the book, it's called Fundrise. That's the company that I just showed you all earlier. That's where I own my 70 properties, right? I'm buying more properties, every single month, just getting into new scale ideas and new scale opportunities. So it's something that you can look into. Again, the minimum investment. For me, I would say, start at least with $1,000 and then you can scale up from there. You can put money into it every single month. They're always acquiring new properties, selling new properties. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that, within a 8-9 month time frame, they might buy a property, flip it, turn it around and sell it for 9, 10, 11%, return. So again, it's something that you can get into, but it's about being knowledgeable of what they are. So a real estate investment trust, okay? It's a company that has ownership of property, and they're not putting it inside of a trust and saying, hey, how much do you want to put into it? We'll give you a kickback as a percentage.
Interesting. Okay, so now being that said, now, when you decide to do that, I'm pretty sure that whatever company that you're putting money into or whatever project you're putting money into, they have a bare minimum of what you would have to invest.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So everyone has their, different. Okay. That makes sense then. That makes sense. So that $1,000, if we're talking about on the smaller scale, you're saying, on a smaller scale, if you're making a little bit lower than the majority or whatnot, just to reassure, because somebody just asked me in my inbox, they were like, $1,000? You mean, I said, yeah. So if the person with the lowest income, but just doing the bare minimum, if he or she can save $1,000, you said that they can possibly invest into up to 15 different projects, investments,
Properties.
properties.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
So can you give me an example of those properties that go
Yeah.
for that
So I
much?
mean, so again, so just like the properties that I just shown, it may
Okay.
be. I mean, I can go back real quick and
Okay.
kind of pull up, from where I started, right?
Okay.
So some of the properties that were just acquired that I have ownership in.
Okay.
We have. Let's see here. Atlanta, Georgia. This is a condo in Ellison Park. I don't know where that is. If anybody knows Atlanta, Georgia, Ellison Park, it's a 15.6 million investment size, right? I own a
Okay.
share of that. Okay.
Okay.
They have the Ridley, which is an apartment complex in Jacksonville, Florida. That's a 32.7 million investment. Okay. Again, small pieces make a big difference. People pay
Yeah.
their rent every single month. Okay.
Right.
Karma Villas, they're building a new property in Denton, Texas, 16.4 million investment. Trellis Apartments in Marietta, Georgia. Elgin, Texas has Homestead Estates. It's a house out there. Oak Ridge, Fort Worth, Texas. Riverstone, Lakeland, Florida, 1.9 million investment on the property. So again, it's just you have the opportunity to put yourself in a position to make money. With these projects or with these properties, you can make money every single day. You can make money every month, every quarter. Obviously with $1,000, you're not going to get much from it. But the key is to start and to continuously put money in, because you can set up an auto draft. So that way you're doing what's called dollar cost averaging. You're buying a certain property or a certain stock or investing in at an average dollar cost. So your share price is a little bit smaller than what it normally would be. So you're buying at an average cost, which is a better price, and your return is going to end up being better in the long run. Now, something like this, let me be honest with you.
Okay.
This is not a short-term project. Okay. If you're going to do passive real estate, this is long-term. This is for the long haul. This is you wanting to build money and build up an income stream, something for the long haul.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
It's not something quick.
Cool. And that was the next question I was going to ask you, because a lot of us is like, man, look, I'm gonna
Yeah, they're like, man, let me throw $1,000 in and flip that real quick. No, that's not how it works,
bro. Because I was that type of brother. Let me tell you, about 4 years ago, I was in these little prosperity circles, man, turning 25 into 200, and I was like, oh man, and it got sour after a while. I'm like, oh no, I made some money off of it. That was a quick turnaround, but like, it didn't feel too fulfilling, because as quick as I put in and as quick as I got it, the quicker it was gone. Like, I didn't really appreciate it. I'm saying, oh man.
Yeah.
But so, you do have to have patience with these types of investments and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's telling all of you guys, you know what I mean? Like, if you really want to make that money move, at the same time, you have to have patience in the way that it moves, because I would say that there's going to be some ups and downs. I mean, have you ever dealt with any, how can I say this? Any scares of what you've invested in? Like,
absolutely.
Like tell us how you were feeling before you were like, okay, I'm gonna put a stack down for this, or 200.
I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, I really want people to realize, don't invest anything you can't afford to lose. Okay, because that's what investment is at the end of the day. It is a gamble. But I do want people to realize that there is an opportunity to have growth. Okay. So how I teach my clients is smart risk. Take smart risk. Use calculated risk. Obviously, we're going to use money that you're willing to lose, but we know if we do it properly, if we do it right, you're not going to lose that money. It's only going to grow. Okay. Again, buying the dips, right? So just this past week, the market was in the red tremendously for like the entire week. People were scared, panicking, like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm losing so much money. I just tell people, keep buying. Keep buying, because what happened? The market bounced back. Okay. Yeah. Just like that, people made their money back and then some. So it's like, keep buying, buy the dips, and realize your long-term goals are there, right? Most of us are still in our 30s, 40s. We still got time to go. Yes, some of us say we want to retire at 50, but we have to also be realistic in what it looks like. Unless you're hitting the lottery, but you definitely need to come holler at me when you do that. But unless you're hitting the lottery, at this point, you need to be more so focused on how can you build your wealth and what can you get to, right? How many businesses can you start and obtain and duplicate? How many people can you put in charge of that business and then go start something else? Okay. That's how you continue that monetary value. That's how you continue that growth. That's how we're starting, that true generational wealth. one of my kids is going to take over this business at the end of the day. Somebody going to take it over because they need to keep it in the family. And even if you don't want to run it, I still want you to own it. You feel what I'm saying? I still want you to own it. Own the business. Sir. You don't have to run it, but you can own it and make money off of it.
Man, that's what Drake said off that on one of his albums. Own it, own it, own it. Definitely. So before we get into this last commercial break, I'm kind of sliding back a little bit because there was something that we were slick talking about, like the debt. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually a question from some people that I was talking to before the show. But you know, when it comes to debt, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all know that those can be some big time issues for us, especially, you know, Black folks. How much of the debt should we worry about taking care of before we start investing in some of the things that you're speaking about?
That's a hard question, to be honest, because I want all my people to be out of debt, right? I think that anytime you want to start thinking about investing and saving for the future, you know, you want to cut out as much debt as possible. But at the same time, we have to be realistic. If it's going to take you 20 years to pay off a debt, you need to start investing today, even if it's in smaller increments. There are ways that you can do them at the same time. And again, that's why you need help. Okay. I work my fees into your budget because you need help. I make it all make sense. And that's how we have to structure it. I got clients that literally live in Japan and they're about to move to the UK, and we're working through the different budgets. We're working through the cycles of the currency exchange that they're about to go to, the economy shift, the cost of groceries in one place versus the other, the cost of food, you know, all of that jazz. Oh. So when you have somebody to help you go through that challenge with you, right? Again, in my financial planning platform, I literally will show you, this is all the debt that you have listed out. I listed by interest rates. Then I show you, okay, if you add just $25 extra, you'll have it paid off by this time. Okay. And it's just a way for people to see it, because I don't think people don't make moves until they see something is visible in front of them. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be like, all right, show me the blueprint, give me the map. And when it's in front of you, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stick to this because it makes sense. Then when you have somebody getting in your ass every single month, you really are on it, because you're going to get tired of the phone calls and the emails coming from me. Yeah. Because I got automated emails that come out, because if I give you a task and you don't do it, you get an email every day till that task is done.
Oh, man. Yeah, you definitely don't want
But it's accountability.
It is.
I hold your feet to the fire.
It's a digital ass whooping too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's real though, and that's what we need out of anything, especially Black folks. We need to be motivated because we move in rhythm and song and dance, and sometimes you got to get in our ass just a little bit to let us know how important this is, and that it's deeper than just me and you. It's our families and our families and all that stuff, creating that generational wealth. Because yeah, in some way, we were talking last week, we are a little behind when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And
a little.
Yeah, I was being modest. We're a lot of bit. We're a lot of bit behind.
I want it for every single person that's within the sound of my voice. I truly do. Like I said, whether you work with me or somebody else, I just want you to go out there and get it. Get your share. Okay, stop being so worried about the 40 acres and the mule that we didn't get, and go buy 80 acres, right? Go buy 15 mules and then go flip them and run them elsewhere. Okay, like use it. Use every bit that you have. Use the knowledge that's in the book. Use the knowledge that you heard today. Use the knowledge that Royce gives out, every single week. Use all this information and realize that there are people out here that want you to win. I want to see you win, and we can do it, but we got to stick together.
Man, and on that note, you know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna head into our last commercial of the evening, and then of course we'll come back and try to make it make sense and close this all out. Man, we do appreciate you still being here, man. We appreciate the time that you're giving us. We're still gonna get you for about 10 to 15 more minutes after these commercial breaks. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you guys to share. I need you to share while you're watching, because we're trying to get up to these 50 shares. You know what I'm saying? Share it to somebody you don't know, who you do know, who you might know later on. You make sure you guys go cop the book, Your Financial Check Up by Dr. King McCray. You already know what's up. PhD, by the way. You know what I'm saying? The prescriptions to Mailbox money. I'll make sure y'all run that up. You feel me? Learn how to make that Mailbox money. So we're going to head to this commercial break. I need you guys to continue, excuse me, a little slur, continue to share. And we're going to be back after these messages. So just sit tight.
I've seen it all.
in the search for fame, the mindless souls of a million aspirations, the journey for constant attention. These are the stories of artists who have failed and are willing to sacrifice everything to get to the top again. What are you willing to do to make it? On the hit list.
The worst thing that we think is happening in our life could be the best thing for a transition in your life. I didn't realize what type of brother I had. My brother is probably turning over in his grave and doing backflips. I found myself. It got me to that point where I knew that I had something to live for and a legacy to live for. My brother's probably like, wow, that's my little brother.
No matter how my life is broken up, God still brings it back together.
I can't stop her. I've been there.
When he first came, he was like a ball of fire. He was rolling over here and rolling over there.
He gave a sermon, blew me away.
But God, if you ever ask her who sent you, you tell them.
I'm a strong believer in you have to be able to have done something in order to tell me how not to do it. Coming out of the military, I wasn't a good person at all.
I gotta get away from this.
I got out there to where I couldn't get back.
He's doing some stupid stuff.
If I had to do it all over again, I guess I could say I would because I didn't know any better then.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Royce the Voice. Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And what's up? We are back. And welcome back. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for still staying tuned. You know, shout out to all of our sponsors from Jay's Butter who keeps this beard, you know what I'm saying, flourishing and filling
Moist
up.
bright eyes.
Bro, you got to check out some of that, man. jaysbutter.com, bro. Real talk, man. I grew my hair in like 3 or 4 inches, covered up some spots and stuff like that, man. Like, I'm going to send you the link to that, man. You definitely.
Yeah, there you go, because I'm looking for a pen to write it down right now.
Yeah, man. jaysbutter.com. JAISBUTTER, bro. It's pretty dope. Handcrafted, handmade, natural essentials and products and stuff like that. Like I've seen her, you know, watch her get. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know all the products. I'm not about to give the recipe, but I can tell that what she did, she didn't go to no store. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. Straight from the earth, man. But anyway, man, shout out to Nino and his gun and his G Street accessories. You feel me? Shout out to Maze, who's actually one of our sponsors, man. The Gear, Maze, MAUZE, music, art, unity, zeal, and excellence, man. He makes some fly gear, man, all the time. Shirts, hats, shoes. He's about to make it big. He's gonna be the next. He's gonna be greater than Fubu, man. It's gonna be dope. He's right here in Murfreesboro, man. Real cat. I'll make sure I send you all those links, but welcome everybody. We're back, and you know we're into the closing part here, and this ending section, man, you know what I'm saying, called it, actually, you know, took it from his title of the book, Make It Make Sense, right here. As you make it make sense. Now, you know what I'm saying, now, he said he had one too, man. He said he had the S with the dollar sign. I was like, man, I wish I would have done that. But that makes sense. Make it make sense. That's a double entendre. Make it make sense, and then make it make sense. You feel what I'm saying? So, once again, if you're speaking to the dummies, right? What do you mean when you say make it make sense? What are you talking about?
Honestly, make your decisions make sense, and make your dollars make sense. Right? CENTS. Make more money on your money. Okay. So there's an old terminology that says you'll catch more fish with multiple lines in the water. Okay. That's how I want you to look at, growing your money, growing your passive income streams. If you got more lines in the water, you catch more fish. With more fish, you'll eat more. Okay. Or you can sell those fish, right, and eat more. Okay. I just want people to realize that, the the opportunities to really, either pool our money together or use the resources that we have are tangible. Okay. One of the other things that I have in the book is applied knowledge is profitable. So you have the knowledge, now you apply it so you can make yourself profitable. Okay. I'm gonna say that again. Applied knowledge is profitable. You have the knowledge, now you need to apply it so you can make yourself profitable. And that's how you make it make sense. Make your dollars work for you instead of you working for the money. I know y'all know where that came from. You know what I'm saying? Make that money, don't let that money make you.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You understand, that there's so many different industries and business opportunities that are out here. Even if we go so small as, like I said earlier, you go off. Now we were talking about this off air, but if you go out and buy, 5 U-Haul trucks, you can get a contract with U-Haul, be listed on their website. People can come rent trucks from you. Now you went out and maybe spent, $10,000-$15,000 on these trucks, but you're getting, you're renting them out for $100, $200, $300 a day or whatever it may be. You're making more money on your money. Not only have you made your investment back in a small time frame, but now you're continuing to flourish and to grow. So we all have the opportunities in front of us, right? Stop having the worker mentality, start having the entrepreneur mentality, because you can allow your 9 to 5 to push you to where you want to be. Okay. Let the 9 to 5 be the fuel that gets you going. But once you start to take off, ride out.
So
make it make sense.
Make it make sense. So how full does your digital or your physical mailbox be every quarter? Is this something that is the mailbox money quarterly? Like how does that work? Does that depend on what you invest your money into, or do you have it all just conglomerated to come in one time? How does that work?
No. So I mean, like for me, I have some money that comes in quarterly. I got some money that comes in daily. I have some money that comes in monthly. Some that just comes in once a year. It just all depends on how you want to structure those different types of businesses, right?
And brother, do you sleep? Like, how do you? See, like hearing all of this going on is like, man, there's no way I can get any sleep. I wouldn't even want to sleep because I'm like, wait a minute, what I'm about to wake up to.
If you talk to my wife, she would probably tell you that my brain never stops. I'm always coming up with a new idea, a new opportunity, just something. But that's my biggest cheerleader. That's my girl. Shout out to the wifey. But there's always something in my mind that's going. But that's what I want people to realize is that, and you've probably seen this before, but you have $1 million in your head right now. You just got to pluck the idea out and put it on paper.
True that.
Make it tangible.
Think about it.
Get out a pen and pad. Make it tangible.
And you just brought up something else, and we talked about this off air too. But I wanted people to, coming from where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? I want them to bring that back again. You spoke about your family. You spoke about your wife being your partner in the projects that you guys are a part of. Just briefly, man, can you just explain to them, how important she has been, in the moves that you've been making? Like, how important is that to have, a partner, being with you every step of the way?
Listen, when I tell you I bounce every single idea off my wife, and it's not even so, more so for like approval or anything of that nature, right? It's more so of just like, hey, this came to me today. What do you think about this? Or as I'm creating, the designs for the new clothing line that we got coming out, I'm like, what do you think about this? She's like, I don't know about that. Maybe you should tweak this a little bit. And I went back and changed it. She was like, yeah, that's it. That's dope. Girls are gonna like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just having somebody to bounce those ideas off of, and just, having somebody to relate to. But when you have that cheerleader in your corner, when you have that support system, man, like it's bar none. Like there's absolutely nothing like it. And she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like there's nothing like it. But just being able to have somebody that can not only, understand the ins and outs of what you go through, because everybody doesn't have that entrepreneur mind, right? Some people just don't want to be an entrepreneur. And sometimes, you may have an entrepreneur in a relationship and you may have somebody that's not an entrepreneur, and they're going to butt heads because I'm always on the go. I'm always like this, it's always something. And she's more, mellow, even keel, and she'll listen, and she'll give me her feedback. But she, at the end of the day, she's like, go do what you got to do. And I know what you're trying to build. I know what you're trying to grow. Like, this is an enterprise. This is a dynasty that I'm trying to build for us. And she gets that. And so I appreciate that. And I think that everybody should have a support system, even if it's not a spouse, right? Even if it's a best friend, brother, sister. My father is, obviously, one of my biggest supporters as well. Like, that man is like that is my true idol. I look up to everything he's ever done in life and appreciate him for everything that he is. And if you go out and Google me, you'll see all the different articles that I've been in and TV shows and all this other jazz. And you'll see I talk about my dad a whole lot. Like, that is my inspiration. And that guy has been, in everything that I put out as far as publications, I talk about my dad in every single piece, because I want people to know I don't come from the typical Black household. Like, my father raised me, not my mother. My father raised me. So I'm not the average. And so I use that as a catalyst, especially when I'm, raising my own sons and my daughter, and just trying to get people to understand what life is like. Like, you have to change the way that you think, but having the right support, having people in your corner, and people that believe in you. But I'm gonna tell you this: success tastes sweeter even when they don't.
Hold on, bro. Come on, man. What's up with all these bars, dog? Like, yo, I'm feeling that, man. I'm feeling that. So, you know what I'm saying? As we close, man. One more question about, because I don't want us to give away the book, because I need you guys to buy this, and I need you guys to continue to share. Y'all make sure y'all get this book on Amazon and any other outlet that you can download this book or buy through. Your Financial Checkup: The Prescriptions to Mailbox Money, from Dr. King McCray, PhD, might I add, at that. You want to know how to flip your money the right way, the legal way, you know what I'm saying, in an easy read of 61 pages, y'all already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to finish this after I work out tonight, like, real talk, you know what I'm saying? Because it's that inspiring, bro. You sold me. I'm going to tell you that.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate it.
And so the last question I'm going to ask you, and then I would ask you, you know what I'm saying, just to leave some words of encouragement or whatever, but this might tie all into it. You mentioned when we were off the air, you were speaking on, now, hey, this is something like for the long run. This is something that you're going to have to put some work into, especially when it comes to mailbox money. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the way you speak on it, some people may get the wrong idea and be like, oh man, it's just like that. Boom, boom, boom. And it's just going to happen. Boom, 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 like that. Like, give them, if you don't mind, like, close out on the reality of mailbox money, the time that it's going to take, the efforts that it's going to have to take, determination, motivation, all that. Throw that all in the pot for me.
No, definitely. So, at the end of the day, I really want people to understand that, not all of this is going to happen overnight. Some of it can, right? Coming up with the ideas, formulating the design, getting things out, putting it on pen and paper. It's going to happen. It's going to be there. But as far as building up that income base, building up that, the money that you want to see on a consistent basis, building up that cash flow, right? That is going to take some time. But here's the thing. You have to start. Okay. You got to start. You got to start today. Okay. Not tomorrow. You got to start today. As soon as we get done, go ahead and, if you got the book already, crack it up and, start reading. If you get it on Kindle, go ahead and start reading. Formulate those ideas in your mind. Put yourself in a position to say, you know what? I'm going to create additional income for myself, for my family. I'm going to start this generational wealth, because again, you're not breaking the curses. All you're doing is giving the knowledge that was already there, and you're applying it so you can make yourself profitable. So now is the time. We were already kings and queens. Now we just got to step back into that position, into that fold, right? So put yourself in position to make more money, because there's so much money out there. If it's 1% of the world that is wealthy, why can't you be in that? It's too much room at the top.
You know what? You flipped it again with some more bars, because I keep hearing in all these rap songs, it's lonely at the top. Now he said, no, there's too much room.
It's too much room.
You got to change that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can eat up out this mug. And, you helped me understand that, everybody can be their own boss. You can have that that balance of being because we gotta buy stuff at the end of the day, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but why not buy and then be a boss at the same time? You said it's recycling. It's almost really like giving something for free. It's still the same value, right? All right, I'm gonna pay $20 for this. All right, boom, I'm gonna pay such and such for this. It's gonna do this for me more than brother, I just appreciate you for really breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? And I know, you know what I'm saying, there's more within this book that you guys, I said, once again, you need to cop this, Your Financial. Check out The Prescriptions to Mailbox Money by Dr. King McCray, PhD, by the way. Make sure y'all go download that, buy the paperback. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to spend no more than $15. Y'all support this young brother. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure let's when he checks his stats, you know what I'm saying, by the end of the night or by the end of the week, man, he want to see them spikes go up. You know what I'm saying? Let's support this, man.
I definitely appreciate all love, but definitely leave a review. I'm giving away, various prizes for people that leave away reviews and stuff like that. So definitely leave a review. I appreciate, all the feedback. I take all feedback. If you feel like there's something I missed, feel free to let me know. But at the same time, anybody that comes to me that says, hey, I'm thinking about becoming a client. I came from Royce's Rant. I saw you. I am giving 40% off from anybody that comes from Royce's Rant. So that's just another tidbit that I'm throwing out there. 40% off my normal fee from anybody that says, hey, I know your boy Royce. I'm coming out here to show love. I want to become a client. You are getting 40% off.
I dig that. And speaking of that 40% off, you just reminded me to do this before we close or whatnot. Okay, so now see the way this thing works. We have a lot of people that watch. And sometimes they just don't comment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's weird how that algorithm works. We were just studying some things like that. So I'm going to ask you, all right, just based off of what you've seen in the comments or anything like that, I'm going to ask you just to kind of randomly pick, someone that you wouldn't mind having this prize or any other amenities that you are trying to give here. I'm going to give you a moment to kind of scroll through and just say, hey, congratulations.
Man, I've been thinking about this. I've been looking at it. I don't want to be too biased, but at the same time, I think that, this person has been the most engaged, throwing information out there, really wanting to get this information. So Jamie, I got you.
Look at that. She is always on. You know what? She be coming for all the prizes that we put in like.
But, so Jamie, listen, Jamie, shoot me your Cash App, man. I'm gonna send you one. Matter of fact, I said I was gonna do 100, but I'm gonna shoot you 150, man, just off the stream. So send me your Cash App. I'm gonna get you started on your way to investing again. A little bit can go a long way. It's a lot, it's a lot of stuff that you can buy out there with 150. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. Go ahead and shoot me that Cash App. I'm gonna show you love.
That's for real, and you definitely gonna gain a client from that. You know what I'm saying? Like we deal with real people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't one of them things where you give away and we go away. No, we staying right there. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to Jamie Moorhead. She's always up on here. You know what I'm saying? Commenting and stuff like that. Congratulations. I mean, thank you for everyone else that's been commenting. Thank you for the stars from Cynthia to Amber. What's up, Nick? Blac. And everybody else that I can't see right now. What's my Tovey, Bishop, Jimmy L. Tyson, man, you guys, thank you so much, man. And I'm just gonna have my okay, she put the app right there. All right.
I got you. But I'm gonna show love too, because I'm definitely buying the products, because I didn't even know it was you that he was talking about. So I'm buying the products ASAP.
Yeah,
I got you.
Dope, man. But yeah, man. So check this out, man. I'm just gonna leave my little closing statements, man, and we'll just kind of put you in the back of the green screen real quick, and the green room, and we're gonna holler at you. So don't hang up just yet. I'm gonna take about 2 or 3 minutes to close out, and yeah, man. So we appreciate you, man.
Nah, I appreciate you, bro. I look forward to next time.
All right, man. Hang tight.
And I need that Uncle Nearest.
You already know. We already know. I think it's 1856, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, man. What's up, everybody? I want to thank everybody for seriously tuning in today. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I had a guest. You feel what I mean? And I was just wondering, like, man, y'all probably tired of hearing me talk for an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get to going sometimes, and it's nice to have somebody to kind of correspond with. You know what I'm saying? And teach me some things. You feel me? Because I be trying to teach y'all some stuff. I be thinking I know stuff, but I'm just here to let y'all know I don't know everything, and definitely I don't know everything about money. So it was definitely a blessing to have Dr. King McCray on here. And once again, y'all make sure y'all get that book, your financial check up, the prescription to mailbox money from Dr. King McCray, PhD. I want to thank everybody for out there for sharing. I hope you guys have walked away with some knowledge. I know I have. I've gotten, pretty motivated, to read this material and apply this to my daily lives. I'm gonna be one of those guys who start off small, and keep chopping at that tree. Like my dad said, keep chopping at that tree. Eventually it's gonna fall down, and hopefully it'll fall down and rain some money over here. Do you hear what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I appreciate you guys. Without further, I'm your boy Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Teen. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. Now go to bed.